Welcome, welcome. We will be talking about climate change and climate change action plans and a just transition. I'm going to give you the floor shortly, but I just want to quote from the president who spoke in the climate summit. Mr. Ramaphosa said, as part of ensuring a just transition, we will need to put measures in place that plan for workforce reskilling and job absorption, social protection and livelihood creation, incentivizing new green sectors, that is what I'm most excited about, diversifying coal-dependent regional economies, and developing labor and social plans as and when aging coal-fired power plants are decommissioned. So we need to contribute to the global effort to limit climate change by cutting our carbon dioxide and other emissions. South Africa is in the top 20 emitters of carbon dioxide in the world. And it is also the highest emitter of carbon dioxide on the African continent. But South Africa has already committed itself to contribute to global efforts to reduce emissions as rapidly as possible, as set out in the country's nationally determined contribution. So while we're on the matter of climate change, I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to start with you, MJ. I'm sure I'm not the only one who was affected by the climate change and the weather this year in 2021. I've seen some flames. I believe I've only experienced like 1 month of summer all year round. I've been in the cold forever and I'm in Mpumalanga. So tell me, MJ, could you just introduce yourself, your company, and tell us how the weather has affected your business this year? You can unmute your mic.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mary Joy Masetlani. I'm with Groundwork. I have my colleague, Lorraine, from the Africa Coal Network. So I'll also give her an opportunity to answer that question. So I'm working on the Energy Democracy Project with Groundwork. Groundwork is an NGO that works with communities and energy justice organization. So how climate change has impacted us, we see weather's changing, we see floods becoming worse, we see droughts becoming worse. I mean, it's spring, but we're still experiencing cold weathers. So basically what climate change does is that weathers change and everything just becomes exacerbated at an accelerated rate.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Selina and MJ. So let me start by saying that the Africa Core Network is not a company. We are a non-governmental organization, and we work with communities, people that are affected by the impacts of climate change. So what we've been working on as the Africa Core Network is to try and look at the root cause of climate change, what caused climate change, how can we try and reverse the impacts of climate change, how can we better protect the most vulnerable groups in society that are affected by climate change. So we've been empowering various groups across Africa to ensure that their voices are heard, their concerns are heard, and looking at the ways in which they are affected. That is, they've been affected in terms of their livelihoods, agriculture, how they access their livelihoods, how they're affected by pollution, and looking also at the root causes, some of the causes of climate change, and how climate resilience is being affected across African communities. Is that the way in which businesses have been carried out have been having a negative bearing on communities, particularly where the businesses are extractive, cause pollution with regards to air pollution, water pollution, which then affects people's health, people's livelihoods and way of life, and affects how people in general can have a dignified life. So we've been bringing to account various companies, corporates, for example, coal miners who affect communities' resilience to climate by devastating the environment. We've been trying to bring those to account and also offering alternatives on how we can better provide energy to groups, to communities, by advising businesses, governments, regional governments, regional bodies, and even at a global level to try and influence how business is being done to ensure that business is done in an ecological way that does not result in harm. So this has been our contribution in terms of the energy space development in Africa and how business can be done in Africa. Thank you, Sellinah.